Hey friends, welcome to the part 27 of this playlist. If you have not yet subscribed, do so. It will help you with clearing cloud certifications. So this one is a simple select query. What they have done is they have given you a select statement here, and then they are telling you what should I use from the left hand side to make this possible. So what is the requirement? We want to calculate the employee type. What is the employee type? This is the employee type. The employee types can be new or standard, and they want to use hire date. So this is the hire date. You see this? So here they are saying when hire date is greater than this date, then it is a new employee, else it is a old employee. So this is a simple case statement. You have to use case here. So you select this and then you do a case when. See, in SQL you have two syntaxes. If then you have like if then and case when. So left hand side, do you see if then no, nothing is there. So case will fit in. And whenever we have when, we have else also. Like if this then else, or case when and else. Else means if the date is not greater than this, then you have the employee type as standard. That is a simple SQL syntax. If you are coming from an Oracle background or SQL Server, any database background, this is cakewalk for you. But if you are not from this background, then I have explained you the construct. This is possible through if then or case when. So this will be our answer. We have put case here and else here. So now you will get such questions where you have like ingest. If you see this ingest, and then there is a section ingest, and they want you to choose it. So let us first focus on ingest. The ingest is saying I can ingest multiple data sources. I can provide ability. So multiple data sources means what? I can ingest from. I may have a connection to Oracle. I may have a connection to SQL Server, etc. Like India. India is a friend to Russia. India also has good relationships with USA, with Australia. So multiple data sources. India is having multiple data sources. Now the second thing is you want to provide the ability to orchestrate the workflow. Orchestrate means you can schedule something. If you are coming from a ETL background, you must be knowing we schedule kind of the jobs. First this job should run, then the other this job should run, etc. So they want this also. If they want this also, this is most likely we are looking for a ETL solution. The ingestion, see ingest is what ETL solution. And then you provide the capability to run SQL Server integration service packages. See, in this case, we are talking about ETL means data factory. If as it is during ingestion, we will use data factory. Logic apps is not ETL. See, if you have business critical workflows, then you use logic apps for automating it. Logic apps is to automate business critical workflows. And Azure automation, why do we use it? We use it to deploy and manage applications. We use it to create event-based automation to diagnose and resolve issues. We use it to orchestrate, like integrate your automation with other Azure or third-party services. So Azure automation delivers the cloud-based automation, operating system updates, configuration. So these are all good use cases. A good use case is not ingestion, data ingestion. In our problem, we are talking about data ingestion. But Azure automation, it is a good use case for what? Suppose you want to do operating system patch, or you want to, based on a certain event, you want to configure your VM in a certain way. Then you use this. Okay, now let us look at store. This is store. So now if I just apply common sense and look at these three options, they are all storage. Now which one we should use? So which one? See, they are saying I have big data workloads, a lot of data, and they want encryption at rest also. Your data, when it is residing in a storage, nobody should be able to see it with naked eyes, you know, and then operate with no size limits. That means they want that kind of flexibility. See, obviously, if you have big data workloads and you say, I have a size limit, see, if a person is getting obese, They are getting obese and obese and obese. And then you say, no, no, boss, you know what? Your waist size, the trouser I have, max, you can go to 36 waist size or 40. That will not work. If someone is having if like someone is big, has a big body type, then the waist size can cross 40 also. So that is in a real world how it works. See, the first thing is if you see Azure files, Azure file is like your in Windows Explorer, you have mapped drives. So big data, like a file with 10 terabyte file, multiple files, you would not keep it in that kind of setup. Azure has specially designed something for you called data lake storage. Now people can say I can store it in blob storage also. Usually we put image, video files in blob storage. Data lake storage, here we are talking about storage for what? For data, okay? Because you are going to prepare and train the data, and you are going to model, like basically you are preparing the data for machine language consumption. That is why data lake storage would be our answer. So it is a high performance database. If you have analytics workload, right, it may be BI, or it may be machine learning, generative AI. You can use it everywhere. And plus, we saw a requirement, no limit. Like I gave you an example of obese and pant size 40, waist size 40. See, this is limitless. Okay. So it meets all of these requirements. Now you have the next thing is prepare and train. So prepare and train, what are the options? Let's see first. Prepare, see what happens in preparation. You will do some transformation, you will do some data filtering, because you may not need everything, like all data you may not need. You want say, okay, if uh, some condition is proved, for example, if people, if these citizens have won Olympics, then you should give them extra concession in your government plans, like transportation or etc. Some sort of transformation you have to apply. That is prepare and train. Why do we do that? So that your AI can perform better, you can get better results. So what do you see? One thing was, please remember, whenever we talk about prepare and train, that means we need heavy compute, lots of compute, heavy compute. So whenever we see heavy compute, Databricks comes into picture, especially in such kind of requirement where you are doing data preparation. See, this is Apache Spark based, purely for analytics. Just like this question, we have these phases. We are talking about ingestion, prepare, transform, store. So big data analytics, since we already know that data is a big data kind of thing, so Databricks will serve the purpose, and you can use Python, Scala, Java, SQL, so on. Plus, you can use TensorFlow libraries, PyTorch libraries, or scikit-learn libraries. So Databricks should be our answer. But let us look at Apache Storm cluster. See, Storm's uh, real time. If there is a real time any data capturing requirement, then you use this. In our question, there is nothing called real time. Hence, Storm we are not using. But HD Insight. See, this is a Azure or Microsoft implementation of Apache Spark. Like, for example, you buy a Mercedes Benz and take it to someone like Dilip Chabra to remodel and redesign it and make something of your own. HD Insight is that part. So, will it not work in this context? Probably it can. I'm not saying it will not, but Databricks is better. See, if I am going to buy a car and I'm getting a used Mercedes Benz versus I'm getting a used remodeled car, and I'm not sure what sort of certification and etc. it has, I would rely on the original product first. I don't know when people customized, did they customize the engine, horsepower went down, or those things I don't know. So Databricks would be far reliable for me at this point for this use case. And then we talk about model and serve. The model and serve, they are talking about columnar storage. When you talk about columnar storage, Synapse Analytics is a columnar storage, but I can also do a columnar storage in Parquet files. Parquet is a columnar format. So do I need a database like Synapse? Yes, because they are talking about supporting the SQL language, and then they are talking about support for structured streaming as well. Okay, so if these three are the requirements, then I will have to go with Synapse. It is, even you can, it will help you with data warehousing systems or storing big data systems, and you can fire SQL queries. You can put a visualization layer on top of it, like Tableau or Power BI, and create reports. So useful. So when we say model and serve, that means this is a AI consumption layer. You are serving the AI community. You are serving the BI community, because I have the data here. This is the layer. Now you do your AI stuff or you do your BI stuff. That is what happens here. So in this one question, we actually had 4 questions. That's why it took time to decode. But I have explained the logic how to do that, and consider this as a training, okay? Because I'm using question sets to train people. See, you have 2 pipelines. This is pipeline 1, and here you have pipeline 2. Okay, you execute pipeline 2 and stored procedure 1 in, like, so stored procedure 1 in pipeline 1 fails. So that what they are saying is this guy here, this guy failed. So what is the status of the pipelines? Will it say that both pipelines succeeded, or both failed, or one succeeded? See, the this is a bit weird, and that's why I have created this to explain you clearly. See, if you have two guys, A and B, and B is dependent upon A, like, you have this a relay race. One guy runs fast, he passes the baton to someone. So it is like that. But the usually in real life, what happens? This guy doesn't pass the baton in time. Everybody loses in that chain. But here it doesn't happen that way. If uh, A does not succeed, it still reports like a status of success. So in this case, it will report both of them as succeeded. Even so, what the question told is, boss, this guy has failed. So ideally, pipeline 1 should have reported failed, and pipeline 2 is dependent on pipeline 1. So everything should have failed in real life. But this is not how Azure works, and this is something which you should keep in mind. It will report but both are succeeded. You perform batch processing in Databricks once daily. You have a big Databricks cluster. Batch processing means these are not real-time data. You have millions of data residing somewhere. For example, say Twitter data. In a day, there may be millions and billions of tweets. You take that and process it in Databricks once daily. In order to do that, which type of cluster would you use? These are your cluster types. You have a standard cluster. Uh, who uses, if you just have single user, and it can support Python, SQL, or Scala. Simple one. High concurrency means, there will be so many people trying to use it. So resources will be shared. So this will give you better control of resource utilization, because you have to share the resources. Like families which have 10 children, 12 children, usually you see that they get better at sharing things because uh, that is how they lived their life. If their parents were not filthy rich, this is how they had to manage. So high concurrency, imagine similar thing like a family with 10 or 12 kids, and so you will need a better control of the resource utilization. For example, if the mother makes rice and uh, uh, one guy doesn't is not hungry, so she saves it so that other people, and she distributes to other people so that uh, there is no wastage of resources. See, in this case, high concurrency you don't need here. Why you don't need? Boss, tell me, please tell me why you don't need high concurrency. What will do? It is for uh, clusters where a lot of people are running their jobs concurrently. Here, that is not the case. We just have suppose one ID. From one ID we are running these jobs and it runs once daily. Simple. So high concurrency is not the requirement here. Now what is automated? Automated is for high performance, very high performance. So here we need high performance. We don't need concurrency. We don't need dormancy. We need very high performance. So that at least one family with one kid. That is high performance. So that this guy gets everything at this guy's disposal. He can buy a Mercedes Benz. He can take international vacations and so on. He can lose a lot of money on stocks. He can gamble with stocks and etc. That is that is something which is called automated. Now what is interactive? Interactive, as the name suggests, there is a lot of interaction going to happen. There will be end users, they will be firing queries, they will be doing some analysis and etc. So that means against this cluster there will be some user here. This is the guy, and they will be interacting with this guy. In this question, did anybody tell you that there is a user? Did anybody tell you that there will be interaction? First, did anybody tell you in this question? No. Then why will this be the answer? Interactive is wrong in this case. We have some documentation here. High concurrency clusters. You can pause this and read it, but it is for multiple user usage. Interactive, it is configuration optimized for data exploration and analysis. So automated is our answer. On automated cluster, you can pause this video and read this carefully. You can have number of nodes, set up the instance type, the version of Spark that you want to use. You can do all of those things. You can run Apache Spark jobs. Okay, this is this will be created automatically, and this is a managed cluster for processing big data. Listen this, big data, big data, big data. Whenever we are talking about batch processing, we are talking about lots of data. This is the next question. You need to trigger an data factory. Data factory, what is data factory? It is a ETL tool. It is called data integration services. You can write and transform data. You can read the data, populate target tables and so on. So basically what is happening is you have a data lake storage here, and then you have your pipeline here. So this pipeline, whenever a file arrives at this place, this is your data lake storage container. This guy should get activated and this job should run. Which resource provider should you enable in this case? Since we are talking about event, so you should understand event grid. This allows you to trap the events and within your Azure resources. You can pause this, read it carefully, but this is possible. That is why our answer would be event grid. Why not Event Hub and other stuff? See, Event Hub, we use Event Hub with cloud-based data streaming platform. In this question, nobody is streaming data. Nobody is talking about real time. So we will not choose this. So Event Hub is wrong. Microsoft.SQL, it refers to RDBMS database. It is just a database. It will not do wonders here in this case. This is wrong. And then you have automation. It refers to the automation service provided by Microsoft. And automation of what? Configuration management and operating system patch and those kind of stuff. The question is not talking about patch management and etc. They are talking about activating these data factories once a file is received here. So event grid is our answer. Buddy, if you have not yet subscribed, do so. This will help you clear cloud certifications. So many people are using these contents, using these learnings to clear their cloud certifications. This is lot better than the expensive courses that is available in the market today. So please subscribe. You can also become a member. A lot of content is there for members. Which member? Cloud Kernel, Cloud Ninja, Cloud Kernel, Cloud Ninja. Stay tuned. This brings us to the end of part 27. We will keep posting many such informative videos. This will help you with the training. Remember, in this channel, we train you through the questions. We train you through the questions. We go through each and every option. We try to help you understand why a particular answer is correct. What are the options available there?